Okay, so I'll call the Guilford Park and Recreation Commission meeting of October 6th, 2025 to order. Before we begin, I just want to say a special thank you to Rose for stepping up for the last 2 months and running the meetings and doing a great job.
No problem.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Public forum, that is not you, so I don't see anyone online. No one in the waiting room, so we can move on to correspondence received and forwarded. Does anyone have any comments?
About what?
The correspondence.
Of course I have comment on those.
I was waiting, I was
Sitting here reading it. No, I do, just a couple of things. So are we able, Pam, to water the fields every other day to save water?
Yes,
We
so
are doing that.
we have cut down on our irrigation. Our splash pad is turned off.
Good.
I am guilty of watering the plants at Jacobs because I don't want them to die.
That's something.
That's an investment that needs to,
Yes,
but all other areas we have cut down, so.
okay. And then the other thing that really struck me was we didn't have the inclusive program activity thing for summer for these for kids.
Well, the reason I'm having that discussion is I met with a Guilford resident over the summer. It was a Zoom meeting. And I was asking questions and they were asking questions of our program of what types of programs that we do have. And that I was explaining some of the experience I have with previous towns about different ideas I've done for that type of thing. Because not all families want to be inclusive. Some want to have special classes, so there's that group that,
Didn't we have a program at one time?
well, so Alan, so now I met with them.
Yeah.
She's corresponded back and forth. We said, let's get together again after the busy summer. So now I've invited Ellen in. We're meeting tomorrow at 1.
Okay.
And then we can discuss what type, like Ellen had said too, they've never said no.
Right.
That if somebody had a special need, they're gonna do whatever they can to accommodate the child to attend. I just don't know what types of special needs classes we've had or inclusive classes. So we're meeting.
Something about that.
Mother of a special needs child, and there hasn't really been that 35. There has been not a tremendous amount of course of the time.
So it's time,
There's some good years.
so it's time, like I haven't heard anything, meaning no one's come to me outside of this group now, which is great. So we're gonna have a conversation.
Good.
And figure out where we can move forward in the right direction.
Okay, good. Yeah, the buses.
Oh, so we made some progress. The voicemail that you get when you call was new. It was trying to get people to understand some of the information before they called our receptionist to ask the same thing over and over and over again. So if you called the number, you would hear me say, if you're interested in beach stickers cost blah, 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 you can get them here. And then like other information that people probably would be calling for, but they could hear that quickly and then move on. If you wanted to bypass, you could put the extension and bypass the whole message and not hear me at all. It was off to a slow start with some of the seniors. They were having a difficult time. Then what we were finding was even though they were hitting the right extension or the wrong extension, they weren't getting a voice.
They were calling us. Office.
So
Yeah.
we were trying to work through that. It wasn't problematic in the office because the office, all those phone calls went away. It was like they were all, because now they're all programmed to go to whomever they wanted to talk to, rather than going to the receptionist who was ready to jump off a cliff because everything was programmed to her. And so then we kind of spread out, sharing responsibility of the phone. But what was still being a glitch was the really old people that were having a hard time getting the person they wanted and getting a voice.
Or because I would call if you can't get, it was hard to get a person,
Hard to get a person.
very hard to get.
So we just changed it last week because all that information that I was delivering was old anyway. So we took that all off. And what we said was the two most prominent things we need to let people know is 225 for transportation and senior programming,
Yes, good.
and 221 receptionist. Those are the two most important. Instead of making it so many, then we paused and we say, for other staff, please listen to the following extensions. So we now heard from our bus drivers that people go, I got a voice
Yeah,
today.
good.
We also told Savannah, like, listen, you need to do 110% to answer the phone and try not to let it go to voicemail. Because voicemail, if someone's sitting at Big Y, now they've already went for 2 months of going, no one's gonna call me back, no one's gonna call me back. So we put a lot of pressure now on the staff to do their best to pick up the phone. If it comes to mine or Ellen's, most likely people don't need an immediate answer. But transportation does,
For Savannah, they do, for the
They do.
transportation, they do.
so we put some pressure there.
Or
So-
even the people who call up and, cancel lunch, want lunch. I mean,
Right,
we
that's
gotta-
receptionist.
We have to do that.
So I think we might see a good change.
And the other, I have to say though, Chuck, the driver who says numerous senior compliment parking, and they do, they really count on us.
Yes, they do.
And the last thing I want to say is I do remember way back when Sally Howe asked us to put a plaque on a tree for her son's memory, and this has been years. So if you could work on that, that would be really nice. 'Cause-
We are working on that.
Okay.
She's a
This has been, but Sally brought this up many years ago. been a few years.
So this is the first I've heard of
I
it.
know, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it just fell through the cracks somewhere.
Yeah, and I have to work on her because somehow she wants this ground plaque. We just have to make sure that mowers can go
And
over.
I think she wants it,
It's right here, the tree.
yeah, right here, yeah. I
Under
thought
the
it was, we were
benches.
just, when we were putting in the trees, that's, so, yeah.
Yep, so I won't let that fall.
So thank you for that, yes.
All right, any other more comments on, comments? On comments, yeah, but thank you. Nothing? All right, move forward to approve the meeting minutes. Could I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 8th? And you have a second? You're a second? Okay, any discussion? Changes? So all in favor? Aye. I abstain. I wasn't. Okay, so next we're gonna, you might have actually saw my correspondence in there about Shelley reaching out to me. So Shelley's here, item 5, new update on Rollwood Park. And she has given us a lovely handout right here. And she's gonna. So you all should have had something that looks like this in paper today.
This is the possibility. To get started on that. So. Thank you all so much for supporting me last year when I did the Blue Star Memorial. I go down there all the time. I took lunch down there by myself. I was there today. We replanted some stuff. It's just gorgeous and it's a great feeling to go down there and say it. But anyway, we have been approached at the Garden Club because of Blue Star looking, so somebody said it looks so nice, about a possibility of being the recipient from Jersey Mike's on their Day of Caring next year, which was pretty good size amount of money. And so we need approval of a project to submit to them. We may not get it, don't know if we're the only ones, I have no idea, but it needs to be in by November 1st. So what we were looking at was down at Rollwood, I love it down there, but it needs some sprucing up. We've got our 3 benches that are spread all over the place, which are kind of crazy. So what we would like to do, if you open up, we gave you what's currently there. And we feel that we're not going back is to do 2 more beds. One, this is the one with the bench to right down at the corner where you turn to go up to the stone house and there. It's just a bench and 2 little trees, but to fill that, make it actually a little garden that would be very low maintenance, hopefully with a lot of evergreens. And then this one over here would be right by the foundation of the house. And this bench here, we were in contact with one NGO years ago about we did a little maybe into a park, and that's her bench. But to fill this in, and we don't know what kind of money we're talking about. We don't. And as I feel very unconventional asking you this, but I have to have some kind of something to go.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So this would be a region. This might have some annuals and a perennials, something that we can maintain relatively easily. I did talk to Laura and we were hoping that we would be able to put a few more benches. To make it more like a conversation, like kind of like the green is, and she says you can only have 3 benches, and I don't know what the procedure would be to change that if it's possible, but the one bench is under trees, and I don't know what it would cost. I was hoping Tony might be here to say, what would it cost, to even get that changed, because I know they're in.
They're in cement,
and
concrete?
So it's a long proposal, but I kind of need so I can move forward to be able to give this guy something so we can see if we can
Are
actually.
you asking about what it would cost to install?
Yeah, we would pay for what it is, and what it's, last year's take from there was almost $8,400, which for us would be tremendous to be able to do that. I have no idea what it'll be this year, and, it's like, and we may not even get it, so it's kind of, not sure. But I can give you a little bit of an idea. This is, at the bottom, this is a AI picture, but change just this bench with the 2 trees into something, into a really, just so it looks inviting when you try.
Nice.
That's good. Who did that? I like that.
What does BSM stand for?
Blue Star Memorial.
Oh, okay.
So about that. That's the bench that's already there.
This is the bench that's already there, and they're actually, she can put it in here, but there's 2 large trees, like deciduous trees.
And that would be this bunch here.
No, that would be
That'd be
this one here. That's
over
that
here.
one down there. On the
Okay,
corner.
and this one?
This one, I don't know what to do with that one, just whether have that one moved up into here, if we can't put another one up there to get 2 together. That one's under a tree, can't even see it right now.
Can I see that, please?
So back when I first started, there was I think Rose, you were on it, you and.
Claire and I,
Claire,
yeah.
Around and counted
And we
up all the
counted,
ones
yes,
and
because we,
put limits, so it wouldn't be
Yes.
too much. So according to that, we're at the limit of, we have 3 benches there now.
There's 3 benches.
And that's the limit. So what Shelley's asking for is another, in addition to the planting, another, how many?
Well,
One to work.
probably, if we can move that one, then 1 more to make it 4, and we can leave the one down at the end, I don't think, but having that like little conversation
Cluster,
area of
cluster,
right.
I love the clusters.
do.
I really do.
So that, like I said, if we don't get this, we were gonna work toward some of this anyway, just haven't gotten to it. That was my plan after doing the other one. I had 1 more year being president, and then, we'll see. But it's just it's such a pretty little place down there.
yeah.
I'm curious about the acreage. So Rollwood, yes, near the foundation and the road, but it goes all the way down to Whitfield Street, right? All that, and there's nothing, is there 1 bench on the end?
That's what this is the one that's on the corner of Whitfield.
Oh, that's the corner, okay.
That's that corner.
And then there's quite a walking distance to where you're talking about here.
He told me, "Don't take the kids out there, run and play soccer." It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And then basically the map goes this
Yeah, I was.
No, that's okay. Because, I mean, I go down there, but I don't look.
That's what I'm thinking. I need to look at it.
I park down there during sports event, but I just don't look.
The bench that's under the tree, is that just because the tree needs to be trimmed? Like that's,
Yeah, but I've been trying to work on whether that tree belongs to us, park in the park, us, whatever.
or a
it
shady
belongs
area
to
too,
the
but
next door.
yeah.
It's a low hanging red bud, and it's just literally cascading. You can't even see the bench right
Yeah,
now.
okay.
I did find out this afternoon, it may belong to the park, not to the gentleman beside. I had a friend that knew them and.
This way. Like this is where the stone house is over here. So basically, you're right.
Okay, yes, yes.
That is the parking lot.
Yes,
Here's
you start right here.
I actually think it's really. That one more. All right, Lawrence?
Yeah, so, Whitfield Street is at the bottom of the page, correct? Whitfield.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
It's at the bottom.
Right, and the Stonehouse Museum would be right here.
Okay, this is, what's your street here?
Schoolhouse.
Okay.
Or Stonehouse.
Okay, so this, when you say we, you're the Blue Star, so who's we that
Okay.
wants to do this?
Garden.
So you're part of the garden club? Okay, okay, can you please tell us exactly what you're after here tonight specifically?
Need the ability to, I need a pre-approval, this is what I need, so that I can submit this application to Jersey Mike's with the hope that they select us for their next year's day of caring proceeds. I guess that would be as what.
Basically,
And that needs to be in by November first.
I have to have this written up and give them, so we had the person in our club that does landscape, she kind of did some of these, looked, and we all went down there and walked around and tried, you know. It's not, it's your park, it's not our park, but I know because Lillian did it, I'm always like, I feel like
It's like Barbara Pines, you just sort of, it's, you take it, even though we own it, she was the person who really took care of it, so I get it, I get it.
So, that's basically just a pre-approval, and then I was gonna say was, I would have to come back to you and it would come back with your input and final approval if we get the money and after we really have an idea of exactly.
We'll come back anyway to get the final details if you get the money.
Absolutely, and I maybe $200 if we get it, we could get 10,000. I have no idea, and then we would obviously want to use it and put aside some for the rest of the mains, mulching and stuff on there. But yeah, and maybe even a little sign saying what the foundation is. I would love to be able to put that in the final if we get it to do that, because I think people would like to know what is this house in Newbury.
So as the person who sort of limited the number of benches there, I would make a motion that we allow her to go forward. And if we have to put one more bench there, I don't think that would be a problem. So that would be my proposal.
I second that motion.
Yeah, can we, I think we need to be, what are we approving?
Well, first, the
approving?
extra bench.
Okay, we're moving, okay, I got
Okay,
that.
so let's approve the extra bench and then we'll make another motion for the rest, okay? Or, okay, all in favor, any more discussion on adding another bench? Okay.
I'll second.
And then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, the next motion will be that we approve Shelley to go ahead with the draft plans so she can submit her application with the view that she will come back and consult with Pam and Tony and even the commission another time, once they know if they've got any money,
When they can finalize it.
when they can finalize.
So basically, the motion would be to give her approval to start looking into the process. Right?
It's like in March.
Yeah.
You know,
So we're just giving you permission to start looking into to what you would like to do. So I would make that motion.
Absolutely. Okay. Any discussion about that? Lawrence, you good with that?
Is that?
Are you
Oh, yeah, I'm
okay with
good,
that?
yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's a pretty park and you can only make it prettier, so.
Well, seeing what you did with the Blue Star Memorial, I actually got very excited. You were telling me about it on the phone, and I was like, oh, I pass by there every day in the summer picking up the girl at camp. and-
And that stuff is like this high. You can see it when you hit the corner. We trimmed it back today, but it's just been beautiful. all
It's
summer.
beautiful, absolutely, the color.
And it'd be nice to see some plantings in that park.
It's a little.
So thank you very much for that. Congratulations.
We'll get back to you when you're ready.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Did you remember you know what's within the historic district?
Oh.
Any historic district?
I mean, that was where we start too, so it was on my list. I'll call Ann. Or it's not Ann, it's Teresa.
You should want to come to their meeting the next month, 15th of October. So.
Why did she have to do that?
It's in the historic district.
It might be too soon for that. Do you think, Kathy?
No, it's never too soon to.
You could talk informally. I mean,
Exactly. Okay.
I don't imagine that you would need an application because they don't set the rule on plantings and stuff
I
like
know
that.
both of those ladies from nursery school.
It's a courtesy, it would be, yeah.
Better sooner than later.
It's courtesy, I would do
Okay.
that.
The last minute.
Yeah, I mean, I had a whole list of people. We actually started with Matt with that one. I probably maybe should have started with him, but when I. was talking to you.
Oh, good.
Recording, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good night. Thank you, Shelley. I love her son, actually. They used to have a CSA chair, and he would come out and give me a hug every time when he picked it up. Item 6, review and approval of the expenditures, so. We make a motion for this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we make a motion to approve the expenditures. Wait, we're gonna discuss, so we make a motion and then we second it?
Second.
Okay, discussion, Diane. No, it's okay.
Just wondered the adaptive office chair on the second page for $1,400.
That is for our new receptionist, Shaw, who's loafers.
Any other discussion? These, they look like this.
Down.
Did I do that?
After the minute. Been in your original packet with all the.
No, there's room over there.
She left her phone.
Want me to call?
Oh, you can see it? Yeah, I can see it.
I heard it.
Oh, that's her doing Find My iPhone.
Oh, yeah.
That's her, that was her Find My iPhone. I hear that a lot in my house.
I guess I didn't get it.
Yeah, didn't I see it right under?
There's August on it.
No, that was on the chair. Did you pick up the packet from the office? It's on.
This is the August.
Yeah, it's the August report. It's always a month behind.
Oh, it's the August, okay, I got that, okay, thank you.
This is, oh, October. No, but this is the count. Wow.
No, it says August.
Oh, that is it. You know what? I don't have the printed. So
You
Well,
want to get it?
it's,
I have it. I got it.
Right, well, that full month has been in, so September's not done yet. That's why we decided early on
So
last
that's
year,
what
we
we
would just
miss.
have a.
That's why
I
it's
got an
confusing.
email regarding the meeting. Everybody else get it?
Email regarding this?
We got the packet.
Well, the package.
So Jen told me just
Ron.
today, she came to me if I got the email.
When it come in?
Said there was some trouble, a lot of people didn't pick up their packets.
Yeah.
So she was wondering if some people didn't get the email.
Some people, everyone's on it, but doesn't mean everyone got it.
Yeah.
We do have some glitches.
Yeah.
But but yours didn't get kicked back as far as we know.
No, I didn't. I check my email regularly, I don't remember, I
Yeah,
didn't see
yeah.
it, it's been wrong before.
Did we vote?
Okay, we haven't voted. We had one discussion. Anyone else want to discuss or mention anything about the expenditures? So all in favor of approving? Were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay. I
Alright,
need. All right, well. Capital improvement, so you have this one now in
Okay.
yellow.
So the newest one I put, I gave you one of these last,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time.
but the newest one,
Okay.
so I added. In the second yellow line, that's a addition, $6,000, which is not a final number by any means. But that is in anticipation of having the new patio at Bittner Park for the fundraising bricks that we did. People are being very patient with us in terms of getting that project done. When that project does get done, which I anticipated getting done before November, I'd like to get a fence put around that area, because that's where the cars come around and they're forced to go right around the circle. And because it's so busy now down there with kids at the playground and people walking across the street because they gotta park over to the soccer fields and walk down, 'cause there's hardly any parking.
yeah, that's a must.
So I don't believe this 6,000 to be true. It's a number that I grabbed from doing a project at Darien, which was 6,000 installed with a Madison company, so it could be true, but at the end of my discussion here, I'd like to ask the commission how we'd like to move forward, so.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand where you were saying that. You mean the fence to me?
The fence, like when you park at the playground right now, the 3 little parking spots that there are, and we put in the new pathway to the playground.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. You know, my problem is in my brain, my brain, I was at Jacobs. I get it now. I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then if you let's go down to the next one, that's $30,000 per, I changed pavilion/shelter at pickleball courts. So I know that people have been wanting to get rid of this little cruddy little tent they have over and if Mike were here, yeah, so we wanna get something more permanent over that area. Submersible pump upgrade, I don't even know what that would be, that's something that's been on this for quite a while, I'll make sure I get more detail on that next time. A lot of these projects were pushed out and now the year came, so they're in this line item now. Some of these were before my time. Irrigate Bittner B and Bittner C, that's for 70,000. Install boat racks at Chaffinch Island Park. That's if the commission would like to see something like that. That's been yet to be voted on or talked about.
No, we talked about that.
Last time?
Last meeting and.
We did.
And we didn't like it.
We said
No,
no.
we didn't like it.
Okay, so we're gonna take that out, or we can
Yeah.
push it out in case we wanted to discuss it again. So I'll put, it does no harm to push it back.
So it
Alright.
just, so I brought the one from last week, just noticing, so like the walk-in freezer went up 5,000. Was 10 on this, on the one last
So,
month.
right, well, the walk-in freezer, some of these, let me get there.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
That's okay. So Parks and Recreation Master Plan, I kept that in there at 130,000. The commission asked me whether they felt that I thought it was a good idea, and if it was, if I would do it again, since I did it in Darien, I did make some phone calls to our Darien chair out there. They felt it was very important to the process. And I talked to another director in Simsbury who said because of their park master plan, they were able to achieve A, B, C, and D. I think some of the good things about a park master plan is that you get to talk to all your stakeholders, and you don't always get to talk to all your stakeholders about what specifically they would like to see that they think the town is missing. And then sometimes what comes out of it is look at all this parkland you have and look at how many staff you have. When you look at the parks crew, it's the #1 subject, right? So we take care of all the athletic fields, all the parks, and Darien took care of just their parks, and we have the same exact amount of crew. So sometimes in that respect, what can come out of that too is you're able to provide the proof that it takes that you need some, you're weak in some areas. We don't have to do it in fiscal 27, we consider it fiscal 28. Do I think it's a good process? I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
My only experience with master plans has been when we did Bittner a million
Years
years ago. And you know what?
And why didn't you like it?
Well, because what happened is by the time you get the money to do something, whoever heard of pickleball, whoever heard of disc golf? There was talk of putting a building up there that we could use for arts and, there was all these ideas and they were great and they were wonderful, but I look back and we never did anything that was in the master plan, unfortunately. So I know they have to be flexible, I know they have to change.
Yeah. It is a guidance
It's a guide.
for your 10 years, and it is an opportunity to look at everything and scrutinize what we have now and what we may be missing, what we, it is a,
And I see where you're coming from and I do get it. But my feeling is I'd love to take the money, just put it towards getting something for the maintenance guy that is
yeah.
not that.
well, that's a conversation that we had on the side. That's
I know.
that is very true. We talked about the fact that, look, our parks maintenance crew is still in that cruddy little crappy hole. And it has not been improved. However, because of the commission, you did get the trailer for Tony. But I think people felt, correct me if I'm wrong, but the trailer would be a part-time temporary solution.
Temporary solution.
And now we're working on, what, 6 years?
More than that.
More than that?
Yeah.
So now I know that there's talk about a public works / park and rec facility up north for 30 million. Not certain what kind of temperature the town has for that, and whether that's going to go through. So maybe the time is in this fiscal capital improvement plan, put in some money for putting in some improvements into the blue building that does have the space for our crew upstairs for a nice office, for a nice, lunchroom. And to Rose's point, that would be a good way of using similar amount of money. And then we think about the master plan another year out.
I would prefer that, to be honest.
I mean, indirectly, the Parks Master Plan can do some of the same
Some
things
of the
we're
same
talking
things
about
we're
right
talking
now,
about, Right,
right? Because sometimes people want data, and if they don't have
Yep.
data, they're not
They
gonna.
don't.
absolutely, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
maybe what we do is take a look at that, because
Will
I think if
Board of, like. Board of Selectmen see that figure. Just kind of see.
Oh, and they already have, that's why it didn't go
Yeah.
through last year, even though it was a really
I
tough
see it
budget.
again, just
But that's my,
budget.
but it's also
Yeah.
up to me to sell it, just like
Exactly.
Lauren said,
absolutely.
tell me why you like it.
Absolutely.
Right,
Yep.
so
Yep.
that's part of what
Yeah.
I have to do.
All I was gonna say, I feel like if more people saw the current
Yes.
situation,
Yes,
they would be for
Yes.
this, because people.
This is
Realize.
where where they are down there. You're talking about, not,
Yes.
not
The fact that we had, oh yeah,
Yes.
the fact that we had to get that trailer, I mean.
honestly, I would have never known if I had been on this.
I would never, I mean, really.
So now maybe what we need to
Astounding.
do as a commission is take a look in the blue building, to go upstairs and look
Yep.
at that
I
space.
said I was gonna do that.
And
with you,
say,
I would-
Like, if we can do that for 75,000, right? And, cause realistically, how long will it take to have that $30 million?
Right, a long time.
A long
We're spending
time.
So much.
So that trailer's costing us $12,000 to $13,000 a year. So in 6 years, it's already
Spent
cost.
way too much.
So they bought that
It's not.
property a few years ago, and nothing has happened to it since.
And it takes a long time for some of that. However, if we improve the blue building, even if in 7 years it goes to sale, it's gonna get the value of what you put into it, because
You've improved the
yeah, you
building.
can improve the building.
Yep.
So why not be able to use it? That's just my opinion. I know there's others that don't agree with me, but you know, it's worth a shot to give our guys a better place to have their breaks and a better place to, you know, not sit in a little.
Awful place.
I think it needs to become more transparent. That, like, I was not on this commission 5 years ago and we took I was. I
do
just was
not
like
know.
really ashamed of it, thinking, you gotta be kidding.
I
like,
feel it,
this is
what's
not-
up, Park and Rec?
What's up,
video.
Park
Yeah, exactly, yeah, seriously.
But I do, you know, I like it. So let's get.
So let's move this out, right, to
So
somewhere
we'll
else.
move this out, the park master plan. I think it's worth at some point.
I think it probably is at some point.
A consideration, but with the money, I agree, I would rather see the guys be able to have a clean, nice place
Have lunch
to.
and.
Yeah, all right, so I will add in that. And I can have somebody look at that facility and try to get a hard number on what it would take. I know that there's the fire exit and a ramp needs, I knew that was a bulk of money that would need to be put in there. They are using the building already for storage on the bottom shelf, so it's not as if we're not using it, but I'll get a harder number. Okay. Let's just keep going down.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Kitchen freezer's going up.
So it went up and again, I need to get even a harder number on this because 10,000 was, I've seen a commercial walk-in freezer for that. However, the increase was because I didn't put in the install.
Yeah, that's.
Right.
Yeah.
So the install and that, again, that's guess. So I need to get in touch with somebody. And plus the space is an issue already.
I was just saying, where would you kind of?
Right, but this is the health department saying, Pam, figure it out. We gotta get these freezers that are outside the building gone and a walk-in freezer somewhere in that space. So I think it's doable.
I think, yes. I know that these seniors have often contributed to some improvements in the kitchen.
Yes.
So I think maybe we could, not that they can do 50,000, but maybe they can contribute something
Toward the install, if I underestimate. Or if
Yeah.
something becomes greater, because I think there's gonna have to be a wall that's taken down or something, so.
But yeah, I
So,
think we could.
so again, the
Leave it,
numbers,
but I would leave the number, but I think we should think about asking them if we have to.
yeah, that's a great idea.
And this is all as a result of the health.
Yes.
Yes, the health department has encouraged me very strongly. Try to get those freezers,
Yeah, because they're not,
okay, outside.
So if that's a recommendation by the health department, that's code. That's,
They should pay for it.
yeah, I mean, like, no, well, what I'm saying is. That is a must do regardless of whether it,
it's a high priority.
but so is it in, so it's in the budget, but it seems to be that it should be a question of.
Well, but the question mark is this, is that it's a small kitchen.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily an easy solution. There's gotta be a lot of thought put into where we move this and that. So I think she's giving us flexibility because she understands it's not gonna be an easy solution. But she's said, I really think you guys really need to come up with a plan.
Okay.
Where we can do this.
And can we add on to the building?
I know, right? All right, then I had the regrout ceramic, that's an item that had been sitting in the 5-year plan,
Yeah.
that's.
How much tile is there for $10,000? Is there a lot of tile?
It's been in this for quite some time.
It's,
And don't forget,
that
that's
could
not only the
happen with-
tile, but it's also install.
Okay, and that should happen when you do
the freezer.
the freezer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes.
Okay, who knows what's gonna.
And then these items also made its way to fiscal 27, which is replace ceiling tiles in lead room and kitchen, replace ceiling tiles in corridor and exercise rooms. The landscape trailer made its way to the fiscal 27, along with the roto mower, the tilt trailer, and the Procore. Now,
It's a G-Max.
the G-Max tool is, that just got added. I wasn't there last month. It's because the G-Max is a report and a tool and a report that gets done on all this turf fields.
Yeah.
And
Fair.
within the warranty of the turf fields, the G-Max was not done on one of those turf fields. So we've been going back and forth with the attorneys and meetings and Tony and I decided that why don't we look at a G-Max tool that we purchased, because it costs about $1,500 to do a field or more, in which we could probably do ourselves, and within a few years, we pay for it.
Yeah,
Item
absolutely.
ourselves.
What is it doing?
It measures the depth of the turf field to see each year whether or not it's
Oh, okay.
staying where it should stay, or if it's dipping, or if it's getting soft, or what have you. And then there's regrade Adams A field also made its way to fiscal 27, and then the total of all those is $608,000.
Which includes that 130, which we're gonna change.
Right. So what I would like, since capital improvement items have to be submitted by the end of October, I would like the grace from the commission to be able to fine tune these numbers and report back in November. So if
And submit.
we
them
still can make changes, if there was something on here that the commission said, I don't agree with what put down there, I mean, there's time to change that. But I just need time to get some firmer quotes and,
So if we minus from the 608, if we minus the 130.
Then add back
gives
to
us
775.
And then we'd add back in about, well, 75, 100, yeah, okay.
so we still put us under
Thereabouts.
600.
Yep.
Which I think would look better.
Yep.
I also want to note that I found out today that I was under the understanding that 2 of my capital improvement items were cut because I didn't see them in the list of
Mhm.
capital improvements, but apparently they weren't cut. And that was the paving of Bittner back parking lot. For $115,000 went to bonding funds. And I didn't know that. And so the capital, the windows of the community center downstairs on the first floor for 270 also went to bonding.
Wow,
So we have the money,
so we can get these done. Great.
so.
Wow,
I'll have
good
that
news.
to-
Yeah, before we leave this, get back to the fence around the playground.
Yeah.
At Bittner. So again, there's no fence there.
There's no fence around the playground, and I don't mean to say I'm gonna fence the playground. I mean that I'm gonna fence the area that is adjacent to the circle of people exiting with their cars.
Yeah, so if you go there with a kid, okay, is there any way of locking that kid in there?
No.
No.
No, there is not.
No.
There never has been. There's not one at Jacobs either.
No.
But where we're planning the patio, where would be a nice area to have lunch and, some picnic tables. It's so close to that curve going out with moving traffic is where I think we should put the fence.
Okay, so my next question is, so when do you think the patio is gonna be
I would, under new business, I would report that, I got 3 quotes for the patio. One being 25,000, one being 14,000, and one being 10,500.
And you expect that to be done when?
We got it approved this morning for 10,500, Coastal Masonry in Guilford, and I'm meeting with him on Friday morning. And it will be done in the next 3 weeks.
So my question is, why are we waiting to 2027 to put a fence in there? I mean, why can't we do that in conjunction with the patio? Because that's a safety issue there.
Good thought, and you know what?
Can we take it out of the, what's that?
Well,
No, can't do that.
yeah, we have to have a meeting with that tomorrow, but we have the funds, I put in a park improvement. Okay, well, it was a park improvement that was supposed to go in the capital improvement every single year for $5,000, and Mary Jane felt that should go into our budget every year, so I have a 5,000.
Yeah.
We can take it out of the budget, it's a good thought.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, to me, as soon as that patio goes up,
Like-
that fence should be in there
It's
the
a
next
good
day.
thought.
It's all new.
It's a good thought.
And that'll bring you even further.
Yeah, it's a really good thought. And I don't know, but I have some good relationships with the fence companies that will do that.
You know, like what kind of a fence do you think? Like
I
material-wise?
originally was thinking of just the wood fence
Yeah.
that we, the wood that is at
Yes.
but I don't know if that's,
Consistency.
yeah.
Then again, I always think of maintenance. So
It is
it's always my-
consistency. It's not, hey, look, it's a barrier from the patio to the street, which is better than having nothing
Nothing.
You just wanna keep a car from going through there,
or a child.
or a child, but they would usually stop there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you wanna keep, yeah, car's gonna get through anything, but you don't want the kid to go,
well, and that particular one, even if we did the low, railroad ties, it's like the railroad tie fence, we have them at Chittenden. We always could put the chicken fence
Yeah.
around it too.
Yeah.
The clear,
Because we have.
we could do that if we wanted,
pretty much have
just out of,
Just not
just
sure,
out of-
yeah. And it would be consistent with our parks, I think that would be nice.
that way it would be a peace of mind for people that are having lunch right there. I mean, listen, you gotta watch your kids, wherever you go, regardless of.
You should be watching your
they,
kids.
they get away from you.
They
They're
do,
fast.
they do. And listen, the park has gotten, it's triple the use right now.
Yes, packed there all the time.
It
Alright,
is.
so we need to make a motion that we give Pam the ability to take what we've seen here and present it to wherever she has to present it by the end of the month.
And tweak it if she.
Yeah.
And tweak it if she needs to, keeping in mind everybody's thoughts.
I think I have to submit in the computer all, and I have to have the backups for everything.
Right.
So really, that's where I'm submitting it in OpenGov. And I think I don't have to present it until, I think maybe in November or December I think they just want to get the numbers all in. So there's gonna be opportunity to make changes and tweaks, but I gotta, next 3 weeks is gonna be really busy. Trying to get quotes in the backup.
Okay, so the motion's been made. Do we have a second?
Second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Alright,
Aye.
I also add that I'm in conversation with Tony to see if there's anything else he feels we, on his side, needs to be pulled out to fiscal 28. Okay? All right,
Okay, so now we go to director's report.
I'll look at it myself. That was another thing that I did not add on here, but it's in my report. As you can see that the woodpecker's doing for a building.
Yeah.
So that's another vendor I have to get in touch with to find out how we remedy that. It looks like to me that we just have to fill it and caulk it.
Do you put like an owl up there or something, or you know what I mean?
And it's on both sides of the building, so that they're going out pretty good. So that will also be added if it's over 5,000 to the 5-year.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Why is the crew going back to ending a 4-day work week? Do they not have?
Oh, because of the darkness.
That's what I
They
thought.
just can't,
I
they can't
thought
bring
that
it
first,
back
but then I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Because it's not much they could do, yeah.
Nope, they'll go back to 4-day and April.
Yeah, sounds fine. Do they like the 4-day?
They love it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so
That's an experiment that worked.
yeah, and actually it's working for the staff here at the community center.
Do those walk to
And
free?
will they be able to stay on the 4-day? Or will they also go back?
Oh, no,
So they stay because they don't have to
They don't
worry
have to
about
be
it.
outside.
Yeah, they can get the work done here. So, I can tell you the fire alarm elevator project finally has a date of this Wednesday, October 8th. So if anybody's using the elevator, it will be shut down for up to 5 weeks to be repaired. It's been on this mission report for a very long time with no information, so.
Yeah, like, I think it's been like under 20 years, I think.
Saw the note on the elevator.
Other than that, we had our last summer concert on the green, September 28th, which is in there. It was not as well attended as I would have liked. However, people that were there really enjoyed the band. They were
I got a
super.
call today
Uh-huh.
that there was a Bob Seger tribute band on the green tonight.
That was last year.
No, I'm going, and it's on our, and I'm like,
It's on the calendar?
it's on our web, yep. Especially out with somebody else, but it was tonight, and I'm like, well, it's a Monday night, I, yeah,
Was it?
no, not part-time, just.
Oh, town.
Yep, sorry,
I was gonna say,
I was like, well, I got on there, but
yeah.
that was last year, that's what I thought.
That's all I have.
Well, wait, one more thing, the senior fair, October 25th, and if
Yes.
anybody could help, I think Trace, Terry and Ruthie would really appreciate anybody who would come and give us a couple of hours. of-
Fantastic. Yes, thank you.
What time is it? What do we go from 9? I don't know,
I think it's 10
10,
to 4.
something like that.
It might be, it should be. Here, did Terry put it in her note?
No, I didn't see it. That's why I said that.
I will also highlight that we are interviewing for program coordinator this Wednesday. We had 35 applications. We've narrowed down to 6. We're hoping to narrow that down to 2 or 3 for a second interview.
Great. I'm glad we had that many applicants.
Justin.
That's still left.
And then
All right, now we move to the Standing Fields Committee.
So, Standing Fields, we met. We discussed that the president and John Kennedy and Paul Schmidt went to meet with Matt Hoey to discuss the fact that this committee's been around for 20 years. And they've done a great job. They've done a lot of work over the years to get the fields back in good condition. But they're at a standstill. Fields have been in very good condition. Yes, we have had a few things with the turf field that they've been helping on, but other than that, there hasn't been a lot to even talk about. Tony gives a report, I give a report. I think it was discussed, let's talk about if there was no committee, what would happen? Well, what would happen is Tony and I would do our jobs and we would report to the commission and let you know if there's anything that needs to be done. And so it felt, I really feel that they still want to be involved. So they're still going to do 2 walk-arounds each year. They've just completed one on Saturday. They met at the high school. Tony submitted a report to help alleviate having to go to every field. They'll report back to me on their findings, and then we will meet on an as needed basis.
Makes sense.
Yep, and so that's how that's going
Good.
now.
Excellent. Green Committee?
I did not go to the Green Committee. Ellen went this past month and got approved the maze on the green. And that was it.
Okay. And land acquisition?
Susan's not here.
Yeah, she
Nothing to
can't say
report.
anything anyway.
Item 10, unfinished business. We have new playground update.
Yep, so I met with Will Thompson, Dave, our Public Works Director, Tony and I to discuss the parts of the project that still need to be completed. Which are, according to the design, that the entrance, that the utility entrance into the playground is still not a sufficient grade in terms of what the design says. Public Works did a phenomenal job. They raised the playground up. in hindsight, they probably could have gone a little higher. That's not going to happen now. It's said, it's done, it doesn't flood, it looks terrific, but according to the design, if we were to do it all over again, it probably would have been encouraged to go up even higher. With that being said, it does collect a little bit of water from the splash pad to the rubber. That's a utility road, if you will. Will would like to see that grade get increased ever so slightly and crowned, with hopes that the water will go to the pavilion and water will go to the kayak racks. That's the science behind it. Public Works seems to think it's gonna be a very difficult task. They're willing to put some effort into it, see what they could do. It's gonna be a final run.
Yeah, that's fine.
Happen. And that's one piece. The second piece is that with that upgrade in the grade, increase in the grade, the walkway that goes to the splash pad will also need to be raised, and then with that being raised, we can finally put it back together. That's 2. 3, there's a walkway that will need to go in between the kayak racks and splash pad, if you will. Goes back where Will has proposed to donate a bench in his wife's memory. But what comes with that is the walkway to get there has to be an ADA walkway. So that costs money, installation of bench costs money. Raising the grade's gonna cost some money. We're out of money for the playground project, so that has to be quoted out. And we'll have to figure out some of that work may not, I think. Public Works putting in the grade, like putting in some surface and it's gonna be nominal, I think. It's just more labor intensive. But all the other things that actually cost money will have to be quoted and submitted and approved by the commission and the board of selectmen, some of which may not get done until the spring of 2026. So that's what's happening with that. And 3 trees need to get installed. And when I heard that there were 100 trees being installed around town today, I was like,
Yeah, so.
can you add 3 more? Can you add 3 more just? So I did reach out to Kevin and see, because I understand the garden club had already set aside the money for the trees. I don't know that they could purchase, but boy, wouldn't that be nice if they just go down to Jacobs Beach and
Yeah.
put them in.
Yeah.
So
I do, guys.
that's that.
New business, we have this notice that we got about motorized vehicles.
So got 2 things on new business. One is the need to update the field policy. I did pull up the field policy that I had in my office. I don't see anything about anything like that. So I just quickly did that. That I think I would imagine you'd have to go through commission approval, board of selectmen approval to get your policy updated. It's just, I don't know how it works there in Guilford, but
Probably, the policy is probably written before the motorized scooters.
Yeah.
of course, that's an update to the current policy.
Yeah, say it's,
So whether or not that's written
exactly that way, yeah, yeah.
But I know the school can't do anything. And the police won't do anything unless we have
Have a
something.
policy, that's
a
right.
policy. So they are really doing tons of donuts on the fields, and it's taking extra work for all our guys to have to fix it, and
There's even, sorry to interrupt, but there's even some older man, meaning an adult, not a teenager, who has a one-wheel thing,
The
who
unicycle.
flies all over the green. I mean, he was catching air.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness, I've never seen such a thing.
He's still around, I haven't seen him in a while.
I just saw him like 2 weeks ago.
From the
He's on the
grass.
pavement over the grass. I mean, there's people, it is a hazard.
wow.
And it was, I mean, I noticed it, of course, because of the speed he was moving, but also because it was not a kid doing it.
Right.
It was, it was, and he went
Do you
one
think
way.
that's
and came right back.
motorized too?
It was
Oh, yeah, yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
motorized. He was going, like, if he hit someone, I mean,
He's gonna kill him.
I mean, it was, really, I don't know the
Yeah,
speed,
we
but it
need
was
to-
really
we need to
fast.
Get that.
So this is.
So Rose, what's the,
Driving.
how do we, do you know how we update
No,
policies?
thank you.
Is there, I think we have to submit it and all this, I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. Okay.
I mean, mine is like, for police, to be able to do
Just going
something-
to.
for police to be able to do something, it has to be.
That's right.
Town ordinance, a policy means nothing.
Okay.
It has to be a town ordinance.
And-
I don't know how.
And as
often
far
those
as,
get-
them tearing up the lawn. Yeah, the police can cite them for, criminal mischief, they don't need, that's
Right.
against the law.
We
They're
gotta
tearing-
catch them.
What's that?
We're getting this after it's already been done, so you gotta catch them.
Yeah, I'm saying if they catch them, they,
Right.
they should, that's already against the law.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're talking with the school system today on a Zoom call, and Cliff's saying, well, in order for him to put some additional signage that adds this language on there, we may as well do
Update
it
it.
together
Mhm.
and update everything together, but we've gotta move on this, because they're really causing havoc.
Which field?
Had that at the golf course a couple of times. That's so expensive to
Which
repair.
field? So I noticed.
Long Hill and the high school, Guilford High School softball field.
Well, and what you may all be aware of this, but I mean, this whole conversation is also going on because law just changed on October 1st.
Yeah, they need
For what,
licenses,
yeah, depending on the speed of your e-bike and defines it, so that's
which is huge. Yeah, because some of those e-bikes are fast.
Yes, they are.
I just can't believe parents buy their kids these things. I just
Well,
dumbfounded.
I guess it's kind of like a moped, but now
Yeah,
it's
but there's-
faster.
No, but there's also seventh graders driving.
I know.
You don't buy it, you know.
So so I have an e-bike that you have to pedal for the motor to kick in.
Right.
Because I didn't want to be sitting there tootling around town without using my legs.
Well, they're still, those are legal, it's up to us, it can't go more than 20 miles per hour and it needs to have pedals.
Certainly not with me on it.
Yeah. There's very specific criteria, but it's just that there are certainly some that young
Yeah.
ride that are,
Right,
I watched that.
Yeah.
there was a gentleman I just talked to, who said it was 60 miles an hour, he got it up to. E-bike.
That's crazy.
So anyway, that's where we need to go.
Okay.
And then I basically told you this already. My second one on new business was just to update you on the patio that most likely will be done before November 1st. Yes.
Okay.
I was just gonna say a piece of new business I learned walking up here was that I saw our Eagle Scout friend, the one who did the,
Yes.
did you see him come up? So he was waiting to.
Oh, yeah, personally, time for it.
Oh, he did,
And they're
okay.
friends.
So I don't know, maybe you all saw him, cause I was coming in late.
You guys, nice.
The one who did the beach.
The
Beach
crab
trash.
and the garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was,
I told him that, I said, every time I go down there, I always see people using it, kids using it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been great.
Anyway, can we have a motion to adjourn at
This is good, 1 hour.
7:29? I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:29.
Seconds. All in favor?
I.
Yeah. Okay.